everyone, welcome to English and More. I am your English teacher Shweta Roy, and today I am going to take you in the lap of Mother Nature and make you feel the magic. So are you excited to feel the dust of snow in the soaring temperature and scorching heat? So let's start and read a beautiful, simple, short yet powerful poem by Robert Frost, Dust of Snow. So keep the text in front of you as I read the poem to you. Dust of Snow by Robert Frost. The way a crow shook down on me, the dust of snow from a hemlock tree has given my heart a change of mood and saved some part of a day I had rued. Before I move ahead with the explanation of the poem, I would like to begin with a beautiful quote by John Milton. And the quote says, "The mind is its own place and in itself can make a heaven of hell and a hell of heaven." Try to remember this quote, and I will be giving you the significance and the meaning of this quote and the relevance of this quote in this poem as we read along. So this poem is written by Robert Frost. Let us first have a brief introduction about the poet Robert Frost. Robert Frost is an American poet, and he is known for his realistic descriptions of rural life. He is the only poet to receive 4 Pulitzer Prizes for poetry. And his Dust of Snow, the poem which we are going to talk about in today's session, that is published in the Pulitzer Prize winning volume of poetry, New Hampshire. The poem has a very simple structure containing 2 stanzas of 4 lines each with the conventional rhyme scheme A-B-A-B. The poem omits adjectives and adverbs, and this style elucidates the simplicity of everyday life. So the poem begins in a gloomy atmosphere. How do we know that? Because the poet talks about hemlock tree. Now a hemlock tree is a poisonous tree. So as the poet passes by, the movement of the crow shakes the branch of the hemlock tree, and as a consequence, the dust or the fine particles of snow falls on the poet's body. So 2 things to be noted. Here the poet uses nature symbols. The nature symbols are 2 nature symbols or 2 nature agents have been used by the poet. One is the crow and the second one is the hemlock tree. And both of them are negative symbols. Now we will see how these negative symbols have been transformed into something which is positive in the second stanza, when the poet says that because of the action caused by the crow which shakes the branch of the hemlock tree, the snow fell on the poet's body and it caused the poet's mood to be uplifted. And that is how he saved himself from, he saved his day to be rude. So rude, the word rude means regretted. So the poet means to say that he would have otherwise regretted that he would have wasted his day because of some unknown reason which made his heart sad and gloomy. As a result of the snow which fell on the poet's body, the poet's mood got uplifted. So you can see how the so-called negative symbols, because crow is usually considered as something which is inauspicious, have been transformed into something which is positive. Now the message that we get from this particular poem is as follows. First one is, nothing in nature is positive or negative. And I would again bring your attention to the poem, to the quote with which we began the poem. If you remember Milton's quote, he says that mind is a place which can make a hell of heaven and a heaven of hell. So yes, everything depends on your attitude. If you are positive, you can make a heaven in your mind. And then simple things can cause happiness in your life. The action of the crow was very simple, but see how it transformed the mood of the poem the poet, and how he got happy and how it saved his day to be how he saved his day and how he was not anymore regretting. So that was the poem, and now we will move ahead with the poetic devices. The poetic devices are as follows. The first one is alliteration. Where has the poet used alliteration? Has given my heart. So has and heart. H sound has been repeated. That is alliteration. And the second instance of alliteration is saved some part. So S sound has been repeated. The next poetic device which we come across is assonance. Shook down on me. So O sound. So assonance is basically concerned with the vowel sound, right? So O is the vowel sound which has been repeated, and there has been a use of enjambment throughout the poem, because enjambment is where you have run-on lines where you do not have punctuation and the thought is carried on to the next line, right? So if you notice the poem, you will see that there is only one punctuation at the end of the poem, right? In the last line. So you have enjambment used throughout the poem. So these are the major poetic devices of this beautiful poem, and we would end the session with a homework question. And your homework question is that you have to comment on the use of nature. How has the poet used nature in this particular poem, right? So I would give you some hints. See, first of all, you have to write about the unconventional use of nature that the poet makes. How is the poet using unconventional nature imageries? First of all, yes, hemlock tree and crow. Usually we do not see the nature. You must have read other nature poets like William Wordsworth, Keats, Shelley, etc. They have used beautiful birds like skylark or maybe any other songbird. But here the poet uses crow, which is very unusual. So you have to talk about that. And you have to also talk about how the poet has used nature as a healer, because nature has, nature is seen to have healing powers, and that is how it is transforming the poet's mood. So please do not forget to comment on the homework answer in the comment section, and also do not forget to like the video if you've enjoyed the video. Do not forget to share it with your friends and subscribe to the channel.